Sport mode and manual downshifts going up. What's good, guys? Welcome back to RonsRides. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video where today I'm testing out the 2019 BMW 330i. Now, you guys on the channel told me that I needed to come to BMW and see the new refreshed 330 or the new refreshed 3 Series in general to see what it is looking like, because you guys know that I'm actually replacing my Maserati Ghibli, my 2016 Ghibli S, and I was looking for something a little bit more modest, maybe in the $50,000 range, in between there. And there are a lot of cars out there in that range. So you guys told me, come check out the new 3 Series. And I was like, you know, I'll check it out. But I used to have a BMW, I used to have a 5 Series. So I kind of wanted to try something different and not get into BMW again. But this time, we're checking it out and seeing exactly what BMW has to offer for the new 2019 model year. Now, with that said, it's a lot different than what it used to be. So we're gonna check it out. I'm gonna show you guys all the features and options of this 330i, the price, warranty, everything. You guys stick with me, let's check it out. Now, before we get into it, let's check out the key fob to the 330i. You do have your unlock button there, standard. All right, your BMW insignia here is the lock button. As you can see, the lock key there. You do have your trunk release button here, and then you have your panic or horn button there to set off the panic. Now, you also have a physical key here that if you press this button here, you press it and pull it down, and you have your physical key slotted there. Very simple key fob, very to the point, nice little curvature design to it. And that's about it to your key fob for the 330i. Now, German engineering, there's nothing out there like it. And for the inline 4-cylinder here, you're looking at the 2-liter, 255 horsepower with the 295 torque on this model. Now, you're looking at a 0 to 60 of 5.6 seconds and a top speed of 130 miles per hour. Now, to fuel that inline 4-cylinder engine, you're looking at a 15.6 gallon tank. Now, with this, you get a 30 combined city and highway on your miles per gallon. You get 26 in the city and 36 on the highway. Let's talk about the dimensions of the 330i. You're looking at a length of 185.7 inches, 71.9 inches in width, and a 56.8 inches in height. Now, you're looking at 3,589 pounds on the curb weight. Now, numbers aside, let's take a moment to appreciate the spec that's right in front of us. Mineral white metallic paint with Vernasacca leather interior, mocha Vernasacca at that. A very Italian leather color. Now, that looks phenomenal. I'll get into that in a moment. Hits a special place in my heart because I used to have a cinnamon colored on my white 5 Series. So it's kind of close to that spec. But look at this thing. Now, we're not directly in the sun at the moment, so the pearl is not showing up as much as I would like to for the mineral white metallic, but you'll see it in just a moment when that sun decides to come out. Now, you do have 19-inch wheels. These are the upgraded wheels for this package, all right? And they come in Pirelli all-season tires. You get a little bit lasting longing out of them, probably about 15,000 miles, depending on how you drive. If you do the summer tires, you'll probably get about 9,000, 10,000 out of them. But these 793i wheels look incredible. I think they're the perfect fit for this car. Now that we looked at this spec, I want to let you know that there is a luxury model version of the 330i. There's also the M Sport, and then there is a Sport, which we have here. Now, the differences is the luxury model and the Sport are gonna be pretty much the same body style. What you're gonna get is more chrome. So for the luxury model, you'll get the front clips here done up in chrome instead of black. All right, you'll get the front fascia bumper down here done in chrome as well. On the back bumper here, the black around the reflectors here, you'll get done in chrome as well to like match with the exhaust tips and everything. But that's the biggest difference. If you get into the M Sport package, you're getting a front bumper change and a rear bumper change, completely different look. So if you like the sportier look, you'll get, which is the Sport package here, or you can get the chrome if you like the luxury package. If you want the M Sport, if you want to do the front bumper, the back bumper, you get upgraded brakes, upgraded suspension and differential like a track package, you'll get the M Sport package. Now let's take a look at the LED lighting that comes standard with the 3 Series. The refresh which made it a lot more aggressive. It looks really good, looks really sharp and really futuristic. We'll get to what are the side indicators here, which you'll see those also light up with the LEDs going all the way across. So you see the side indicators, and then we'll walk around to the rear so you can see the LED taillights with the running lights and the hazards blinking. Just an overall good look. Super clean, super BMW. It just gets better over time. Now let's talk about the overall look of the exterior of the 3 Series before we get into the interior, because there's a lot to cover on the interior. But man, this is a sexy looking car. You guys know that I'm a fan of very aggressive looking vehicles. This front fascia is one of those things. With the headlights being so sharp, the LEDs running being so sharp, the extra styling you have with the side blades on the side, and then the blades right here on the front fascia, and then down here at the rear you have your intake with your black lip. I mean, it just looks really good together. Now you also have your kidney grills here. The kidney grills over time have been getting bigger and bigger. Everybody makes that joke about the kidney grills. I've even seen memes. I might have even posted one on my channel about the grills, especially in the SUV. Those things are huge on the X7, but you can tell they've got a lot bigger over the years. They're covering a more of a mass section of the vehicle. So no shade on that at all, but you can just tell they're a lot bigger. Now they're gonna be coming out with a package that's gonna turn this chrome grille black. When I had my M Sport model, that's what it was in black. I think it would go a lot better with this color contrast with the Sport. The Sport look needs to have a black grille, but that's always something you can take care of after. These kidney grills are actually active aero as well. Right now they are closed, but they're automatic active aero. So when the car needs to feed that air inside of the intercooler, it is going to move everything in, and you're going to see straight through it or put your finger straight through the grill. But other than that, I mean, the styling on this thing looks really good. Looking at it from afar, it doesn't really look like a 3 Series, and I'm not exactly sure what I mean by that, but it's like in your face, and I do like that. The side profile is pretty sporty. I do like the swoop from the side skirt right into the rear door here, the passenger side door, and then you can see the nice grooves and indentions on the side on the rear quarter panel there. What I like about that is because of this paint, it gives it a lot of depth. Now let's talk about the rear, because what I really like about this are the tail lights. That's the biggest thing. But you do have 2 exhaust tips, all right, very small tips, but you do have them there, all right. You do have your reflectors, which have the black moldings around it, which we talked about, because you get this in the sportier model. If you do the luxury model, you'll get these done in chrome. But I do like this little bit of styling. It's not just a reflector in the bumper. It gives it a little bit more, you know, sportier look to it. And then these taillights. I really love these taillights because I like the color contrast. I like the clear against the dark red. I think that this color combo just looks really cool together, and again, it gives it a lot more sportier look. They do have the passive entry to where you can unlock it by putting your hand in here, and then if you wanted to lock it, press the little groove here, and now it's locked. Unlock and lock, just like that. Now you would think maybe that is to lock it or unlock it. It is not. It's actually a covering for the keyhole, just in case your key fob battery dies. You can just pull this here, and you can pop it out by sticking your finger underneath here, and you can pop it right out, and it will expose your keyhole for your physical key. Now, what to say about this Venosaka interior other than wow? This looks cool. It's not a color that you're gonna see often, but when you do see it, it really shows so much contrast in here, even with it being 2 darker colors, black and a darker brown or chocolate kind of brown, or mocha as they call it, sorry, mocha. You know, they go super well together, you know. So let's take a look inside of this thing and really talk about what BMW has to offer. Now, this is their new infotainment system. There's only 2 other cars that have this in it. It is the X5 and the X7. The 3 Series was one that got updated. It's almost like the Mercedes-Benz A-Class that got updated before the other models. Like, it's really cool because they're giving you some incentive to get into more of the entry-level models. Be like, hey, we got the same technology, if not better, in the entry-level models than some of the mid-size level models, which is really cool. So now that we're inside, let's first talk about the driver's side door paneling, because this is going to set the tone for the rest of the paneling on each side. You do have your black plastic pieces on the top and bottom. All right, on the bottom piece, you do have your trunk release there. All right, and then in between, You have your Vernasaka leather, your mocha leather to go in between. Nice soft touch there. You do have the chrome trim going across with the ambient lighting strip that we'll talk about a little bit later. You do have the aluminum door handle with the aluminum bezel around the lock and unlock buttons. All right, you do have your seat memory set there to 1 and 2, and then you have your mirror controls and your window controls right there. Pretty simple. Harman Kardon surround system. This is an upgraded charge, so we'll look at that in the sticker a little bit later, but you do have the nice Harman Kardon speaker right there with a little tweeter right up there in the door pillar. On the left hand side here, you do have your light switches. All right, so it's not a knob, it's not any kind of, you know, toggle switch. So you just press auto. If you want any kind of specific light on, you can press those buttons, or if you want to do your dimmer, you can move it up and down here for the interior dimmer. You do have, which I love in the Alfa Romeo Mazis and stuff like that, a little compartment here. What I like this for is to put your license and registration, stuff like that, to where if you ever get pulled over, you can pull out your insurance, your registration, everything there. It's very easy, very accessible for you. And then you do also have your pedals there, all in rubber, nothing too crazy. You know, pretty standard quality for the carpet and the rubbers. I would like to see some aluminum, you know, down here, maybe even for the dead pedal. Now for the M Sport, you get a different steering wheel. For this one here, for the Sport model or the Sport package, this is the steering wheel it will come with for this or the luxury package. So the Sport package comes standard unless you get a luxury model or if you get an M Sport. So this is the one you're gonna see the most. Now this is a pretty simple steering wheel as well. You do have your nice patties behind. Now they're very small, but they are steering wheel mounted, so they will move with the steering wheel, so you know where they are at all times. You do have your cruise control set up here. You have your heated steering wheel, so you do have the heated steering wheel setting here. And then you have your menu there. You have your voice calling and hands-free. And you also have for your radio, your volume controls, and you can change the tracks and everything there. As you can see, I just turned on the radio. We'll get to all that in just a second. But yeah, it's pretty simple steering wheel, not much to it. Let's step on the brake and fire her up. Now the cluster is pretty cool. I do like the look of the digital cluster. It is not a touch screen, so don't try to touch it, but it has all the information you're gonna need in order to drive this vehicle. I mean, look at this thing. You do have your miles per hour on this side, you have your RPMs on this side. All right, down here you have the time, you have your seat belts and everything there, your miles there. You also have your gas gauge on the left-hand side. You also have your comfort down here, which is the mode we're in. We're parked right now, so we're parked. That is how hot it is in Florida. Your temp there as well. You do also have your radio there. Since you have the navigation that's here too, you also have where we are and the direction we're pointed. It's just, I mean, it gives you every little bit of information you're gonna need. Now, if I were to put this in eco mode, it's gonna change the look a little bit. Now we're in the blue section, all right? Now we're in the blue crew. Not much as far as the information, but just the dial color, then comfort, and then in sport, where you get the little black grooves in between here on each side for sport. So you know you're kind of, you know, in a different mode that you're gonna turn up a little bit. Before we get into the infotainment, let's check out the center console here. All right, if the wind noise is a little loud, I'm sorry, I'm gonna move it to the side. I gotta keep this car cool, so I gotta leave that fan speed on. Actually, we'll turn it down just a little bit. So let's turn it mid-range. All right, now you guys can probably hear me a lot better. Right here, you have your hazard button, lets you know that your hazards are on. You have your driver assistance button here. This is just a shortcut to the driver assistance modes that you have, all right? So you can configure it individually as far as your front collision mitigation, your lane departure warning, all right? You can do steering intervention with that, your blind spot as well. So this is just for your driver assistance package stuff. You have your HVAC vents here, very stylish, look really good. Chrome or maybe, yeah, aluminum surround, I would say, not necessarily chrome. It's a very shiny aluminum. When you do turn them up and down, you will see everything in this middle screen here. So you will see exactly what you're doing with your HVAC controls. And if you have them synced, you can sync them by pressing menu here. And it shows you that you have the synchronized climate controls there, but this is your menu for your climate controls. So you do have that there as well, but you can use the physical buttons as well if you wanted to do that. All right, going down, very old school BMW to have all the buttons here for the presets. They've had this kind of styling for a long time. So you do have your buttons for your presets for your radio there. You have your mode, all right, you have your band, and then you can change the stations there, or you can turn up and down the volume here, all right. And we're listening to Tiger. And that sounds good, but we don't want any copyright strikes, so we're gonna turn that right off. Underneath here, let's check it out. Press it down and it reveals your cup holders. So you do have your cup holders, your 12 volt there, your USB connection, and you have wireless charging, which I'm going to test out now by putting my phone here. Let's see what happens. Oh, there it goes, it's charging. So you see the charge indicator there, you see the blue light there, so it lets you know that this phone is charging. So wireless charging, always a plus. We'll close that back up, keep it nice and clean. All right, so let's talk about the center console here. We'll first start off with the shifter. That crystal shifter looks really good. All right, so obviously move back for drive. All right, you move forward, you're in reverse. All right, you move back, you're in neutral. And then if you want to go into manual mode, you have drive there. You move it to the left, and now you're in manual mode. Move it back, you're in drive. All right, and then park right there. Press the P, now you're in park. Pretty simple, all right. ZF transmission. The Germans make a great transmission. They're the Maseratis and the Alphas and stuff like that. All right, so let's start on this side here. You have your traction off button. All right, you have your parking button there for your parking sensors. You have your start stop button there. Obviously, you have your start engine stop there. You have your driving modes here. Sport, more throttle response, feeds a little bit more sound out through the exhaust and inside of the cabin for the noise of the exhaust. Now, this is one of those cars that you will have some of the, artificial noise for the exhaust, and it is fed through the speakers. So sport mode will do that and also give you a little bit more on the exhaust on the outside. You have comfort mode, which is your comfort mode is going to be the standard mode that this car starts up in for the best city driving. And then your Eco Pro mode, which is going to be the mode that you're going to be in if you want to save the most fuel economy. All right. You also have your auto hold here. So if I wanted to press auto hold and I want to let my foot off the brake, I can let my foot off the brake, be okay with it, and then whenever I need to go again, I can just put my foot on the gas and then I'm ready to go. So it keeps you from having to keep your foot on the brake at all times, which is a nice feature. You also have your parking brake here, electric parking brake there, and then on this side here, you do have for your infotainment system, your nav to control everything. All right, you do have your nav, map, home, your media, and your .com there for your internet, and then you have your back-end option. These are all just hotkeys for you. All right, so let's open up our armrest, see what we got in here. All right, so we have plenty of space. We do have a USB right there. All right, so we have that, and then just rest of this space. Nothing much in here, a little light, and that's it. But it's a pretty good amount of cargo inside of here, but just one USB, no aux cable. All right, just keeping it simple. Now underneath the rear view mirror, you do have your home link there for your garage. Right up top, you do have your SOS button. All right, so if you ever need to use that, which hopefully you never do, it is there for you. You also have your controls for your sunroof, so which you'll check out in just a moment. All right, and then you have your dome lights, all right, and your reading lights. So you have those on each side with the dome in the middle. All right, so let's open up that sunroof because it's a little bit bigger now that it's been redesigned. So it gives you a little bit more light, a little bit more air to come through, and it's just a nice look. So you do have it opened up there with the shade first. All right, then we'll do the actual sunroof. Let's see how far it actually goes back. You do have the nice piano black accent going over the glove box with the aluminum that goes all the way across and even goes around the HVAC vent, which is really cool. All right, if you do open this up, you do have a decent amount of space for your glove box. All right, nothing too crazy, but a nice size for this car. All right, you will see the ambient lighting shining through, which we'll get into once we get into the infotainment system. But you see the ambient lighting going through there, all through here. It's really nice. Now these seats are really cool, really comfortable. I do like the styling in them. Nice big fat headrest. All right, these feel just very girthy, just gives it a lot more quality look and feel to it. The stitching going all the way through. I mean, every little thing about this seat is very nice, like a bucket seat with the extra thigh support. But yeah, these are really cool looking seats, and they feel good too, which is the best part about it. Let's step in the back of the 330i. Okay, so I do have a little bit of space, and the grooves on the back of the seat help out, all right, because it's for your knees to give you that extra amount of space. So I do have a little bit of space, not as much as I would like, but it's there. So you know, you have to keep in mind that with the 3 Series, it's a little bit smaller, It is not a 4 Series, it's not a 5 Series as far as space, so you're gonna get that feel with your backseat passengers. So depending on what kind of people you're gonna be having in the back, you know, you're gonna need to keep that in mind. Now, door paneling, like I said, they keep the same style up front as they do in the back. It follows throughout. Black, you have your brown in between, you have your aluminum trim for the door handles right here, but there are no locking controls there, so they just have the chrome piece, which I like. I like that they actually still added it and just made it one big piece. Then you have your aluminum trim here, all right, and then your window controls with the speaker here and the Harman Kardon speaker here. It's just a mini version of what's up front. So I really like that. Then you have a huge cup holder right here that will do you some good on American cups. Now, right here in the center, you do have your HVAC vents. You do have a digital readout for your HVAC controls, so your temperature there, which is very nice. All right, and then you also have a 12 volt here, and you have your USB ports 1 and 2 there. Now these are USB-C, so these are a little bit smaller than normal. On the back of the seats, you do have, like I said, those grooves in the plate, but you do have your netting there. Very nice, all right. And then your seats, same bucket seats in the back as you do up front. Same looking style, not as much stitching on the sides. Obviously, don't make as much sense to put the stitching on the sides, but it still has the stitching down the center here, and it has a nice contouring. Now you do have in the center here, pull her down, what do you think? Cup holders. So you push them in, there you go. Now I probably didn't push that in all the way. There we go. I was like, why do I have to pull this? All right, so cup holders, just like that. Typically a good size and space, but you know, it's not gonna fit your big water bottles or anything like that. So depending on what you have, cup holders might be a little small for you. So let's check out the trunk of the 330i. Slightly on the left hand side of the insignia, you're gonna pull that tab and you're gonna get 16.9 cubic feet of space back here. Now, since you have run flat tires, there's no spare tire under here, but you can option it for, I believe, like $175. You do have your front plate mount, just in case you guys are in a state or a country where you need a front plate. Obviously, Florida is not one, so we keep these mounts in the back. Very deep space here on the side, maybe for stowage, maybe for something like your cleaning supplies. You got a net to hold everything in. Same on the left-hand side. Stowage, a net, keep everything in. All right, you do have your first aid kit here in a nice little leather. Floor mats right here wrapped up so they're not dirty in case anybody comes and test drives the car. And rear folding seats, all 3 of these seats go down for a little bit of extra space over your 16.9 inches. You do have your triggers here to fold down your rear seats on both sides here. All right, and the middle will go down as well. So sport, get it in.
Right. So there's more aggressive shift patterns if you hit on the left.
It sounds good too, I like that.
For a 4-cylinder, it feels real.
Yeah, the 4-cylinders normally don't put out too much noise, so it's got good steering response too. A little bit of play. Is it an electric steering wheel?
It is.
Okay.
They revised it because a lot of folks said the prior generation 3 Series, a lot of folks didn't like the fact that it went to the electric steering, so it became kind of numb. Where the generation prior to that was hydraulic and it was stiff and German. So they've kind of tweaked come along a little middle of the road where it's electric, but you still have a little bit of that old feel.
Yeah.
That's what they promised.
Now tell me about the Eco Pro. You were telling me about how the transmission and how that works.
So Eco Pro, what it does, it helps really save you fuel. And the way it works is a couple of things. When you're on the highway or even around town, it retards the throttle input so that when you're pressing or depressing the accelerator, you won't downshift as quickly to help you maximize your efficiency. As a result of that, you're going to be using less fuel because it's going to train you also to drive a little bit more fluidly.
Right.
So another thing it does, if you're coasting or going down a hill, it'll decouple the drive shaft so that the engine is free spinning and not under stress or load. Which will then, in a way, recoup some of that energy and put it back into the battery and alleviates the alternator from working extra. So you're saving a little bit here and there, and it all adds up. And you can all see that in your digital display.
Yeah.
When you press Eco Pro, it changes to blue and tells you how much.
Yeah, you see the regenerative.
Right. It tells you how much you've recouped.
Yeah, so it gives you all that information up there. So it's just not a thing that's behind the scenes, but it's actually, you know, showing you real time.
Right.
And then comfort is just your everyday driving.
Middle of the road, what all BMWs turn on when you first start them up, that's what they're in by default.
Okay.
Personally, sport mode all day, every day.
Sport mode and manual downshifts going up. I like something that's super involving, so I like having paddles. Yeah,
right.
You know, you want to have control.
Of course.
So I think that's like the best part about it.
And they've really done a good job tuning this engine because there's like no throttle turbo lag. It's smooth.
Yeah, it is very smooth.
Very smooth for being a 4-cylinder.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like it.
Sounds real good too.
This is rear-wheel drive.
Correct. Comes in all-wheel drive, X-Drive.
Okay.
On both this model and the M340, which is the one that has the inline 6.
Okay. That's a little. Oh, and it has lane.
That's right.
Lane departure steering.
It'll get you back.
Yeah. So I was trying to. There, if you guys can see off camera, there's a guy that was mowing the lawn here. So I was trying to move over, and the BMW said, "Nope, get back over there where you need to be." So I didn't realize I was engaged, but that's good to know.
By default, it's always on.
Okay. Yeah,
which is a great thing.
Yeah, because situations like that, to where I could have just been messing around.
Absolutely.
You know.
It's good to have. Hope you don't have to use it.
Yeah. Right.
Not the best parker.
This is gonna be your guide right here to see how well this helps you or helps the non-parker.
And you've got your radar lights up when there's obstacles present, like that car to our left and the hedges to our rear.
Okay.
As you can see.
Yep, and I like it. It's flashing there, it's flashing here.
Right.
Gives you the noise. And then you can change the camera image as well.
Correct, you can change, and there's an optional parking assistance package where it'll self-park itself as well. It's only $700.
Okay.
And I think it's really worth it.
Yeah, definitely. And then you can...
Some of them have surround view where you can see all around the vehicle.
So you bring that over too, and you got the rear. Okay, that's cool. That's nice. And then you got everything there.
And the neat thing about this is if you're driving, you could turn this on the fly. So you can turn it off by the button here in the center console. You could also turn it on.
Oh, cool.
You don't necessarily have to be in reverse
to turn it on, which is nice. Just because you're trying to get out of a spot or something, you can do that.
Exactly.
Let's talk about this iDrive system with the 8.8-inch screen. They really did a good job with this. There's so much to it. I'm not gonna be able to touch up on it. I just wanna show you guys some of my favorite features because of the fact that I know there's people out there, a lot of car bloggers that have done a lot better job at digging deep into this system to know a lot more about it. There's just so much to it. And what's cool about the design of this screen is even though it's an 8.8-inch, you can see visibly where it stops. It still wraps around the bezel here, which is really nice because it just gives it a cool, clean look to wrap all the way around like that. I do like how the curvature goes in and it doesn't just stop and looks like, you know, maybe like a tablet sitting up there or anything that's just stuck on top. Very integrated. It's a very nice look. But you have tons of stuff on this. I mean, just looking at the home screen here, you do have your clock, you have your time and date up there. There you have your radio. All right, you have your communication, with no telephone connected at the moment. You do have your radio up there for Pandora. You do have your profile, your hands-free, your volume, your time up there. On this side is where you really navigate. If you don't use the buttons down here, you can use the touch screen here to go through all your apps, your car info, your nav, everything like that. So you do have apps there, lets you know your different apps that you subscribe to through the BMW store, like that teleservice we were talking about. You have that for your roadside assistance, stuff like that, BMW Assist. All right, then if you want to go back to home, press the home button, go to car. See the different things about the car now, which is really cool about this is it's not new to BMW, but I just love that you have this up here displayed with the car so you can see the different types of car that you have up here. It's nice that it's catered to you. But I mean, you have your vehicle status here. All right, you can check your engine oil, you can check your control, your service schedule, stuff like that. All right, so it shows all your history and all that. I mean, it's really cool that it gives you all that information. All right, nothing crazy though, right? Well, let's go back. Then you have your settings here, so you can do your general settings, your driving mode, your exterior lighting, your driver assistance, so you can see your different driver assistance settings and stuff like that. Just a nice visual, your displays. All right, so you have your instrumental, your control display, your driving mode display, and it shows you your different displays for whatever driving mode you're in. Stuff like that, really cool. All right, it's just nice that all these graphics are here. Another one of my favorite features under car, all right, is, what do you guys think? Settings. All right, interior lighting. You can do all kinds of interior lighting for the ambient lighting here, and you guys know that I like that so much in the Mercedes A-Class. And when you hit color, you'll go to your different colors here, different blues, different greens, bronze, orange, blue. I mean, it's really cool, and it shows the change here actually on the right-hand side of the screen, so you'll see what it looks like. You can change the brightness and everything there. It's really cool that you do have all this ambient lighting. Again, gimmicky, but I still like stuff like this. It's just really cool to have. I mean, it's just cool that you can even spin this around and spin the car and see your car in different angles. Again, I'm getting caught up on this stuff. Maybe I'm getting old, but I do like the wow factor of stuff like this. With your navigation here, you can do the full screen here. You just slide it to the side, or you can do your split screen to have your options and everything there. You can move around, pinch in and out. If you want to zoom in, zoom out. All right, so if you're looking for somewhere specific, you can set your destination over here, traffic info, map settings, theme. I mean, all that kind of stuff. It's just really cool to have all this stuff here for you. And it's really simple on the screen to use. And it's not really fingerprinting this up too much, which I'm very surprised. It's not a super glossy finish. So it really keeps everything very nice and, you know, clean. When you're looking and using something like this, you want to be able to keep it nice and done up and not have to worry about cleaning it all the time. So whoops, I accidentally did that. All right, and then you have your .com there, so you do have your contacts for your phone. You do your mobile stuff, your messages, everything there as far as your communication goes is in your .com section. All right, and then you have your media here. All right, where you'll get your FM radio, AM, your music collection, your Bluetooth. All right, and then if you want to set up, which I have my iPhone there, your screen mirroring, mobile devices. You have all your favorites here for your presets, your time shift, your add favorites, your sound settings. Go to sound settings, since this is the Harman Kardon. Your volume settings here. All right, gong, stuff like that. I mean, it just, you know, you have a number of things that you can have set up here, which is very nice that, you know, you just have all of these options. And then you have, which is kind of like your notification bar here. So you can just slide that down. You have your adjust main menu, recent destinations, recent calls, notifications, help, displays. You can also slide it over to valet parking mode, turn the screen off. So another quick way to get to something, just a pull down tab there. All right, if you wanted to change up a few things here on the main menu, you can do that. So your main menu, we have the clock here. You don't have to have the clock there. You don't have to have Old Town Road right there for the music on Pandora. You don't have to have any of that. You can change different things here and customize it exactly how you want. All right, so that's also another cool thing that you can have as part of your entertainment. It's very personable, very customizable. Let's get into this Apple CarPlay so you can see that it works wireless. Now with this, Apple CarPlay will come as a 3-year option. After 3 years, you have to pay $300 to have Apple CarPlay for 20 years. That sounds radical, 20 years, $300, but you do actually have to pay for Apple CarPlay, which I'm not exactly sure why Beamer does that as far as why do you need to pay for it, but it is nice to have it wireless. But if you lease these cars, you lease it for 3 years, I mean, you never have to even think about that, because the fact that your 3 years is over, your 3-year trial for Apple CarPlay is over, then you don't have to worry about it. Now, it does not have Android Auto. Keep that in mind. It's just Apple CarPlay, just for 3 years for free, and then $300 for 20 years. So keep that in mind. So as you can see, my phone is on down here charging. While it's charging, I can have the Apple CarPlay up here by going into Media, Apple CarPlay, and there you go. Now I'm right here in the Apple CarPlay menu wirelessly while my phone is down there charging. That's really cool. I don't know if it's worth $300 for 20 years. I mean, it's a big stretch of time for just, you know, $300, but I'll take free for the first 3 years, then we'll see what happens after that. But it's very nice. I do have a BMW app that I downloaded too, just so I can show you guys that. But you do have your other apps on the other side too. But very nice. If you have an Android, I am sorry. If you have an Apple phone, this works. Let's see how much this ultimate driving machine costs. The 2019 BMW 330i sedan. Check out all the options, the standard features, the warranty, and the actual MSRP. So you're looking at a starting price of $40,250 US right up top there. After options, you're looking at $50,785. So we'll look at those options and we'll talk about the standard features, but let's get into the warranty first, because this is very clutch. Your maintenance cost for the first 3 years it's covered under your warranty. Now your warranty is 4 years, 50,000 miles. Pretty standard warranty. But for the first 3 years, you don't have to worry about changing your oil coming out of pocket, your cabin filter, your vehicle checks, your air filter, your spark plugs, or your brake fluid. That's all covered under the warranty. As you can see, you're paying $0 for all of that. How incredible. That is clutch, all right? Let's go into the standard features and then we'll get into the options. Tons of standard features, all right? That lets you know your performance right up top. Make sure you guys slow this down just in case you want to get a better look at it. All right, so this is going to be the same for all 330i's. You have your handling and braking, exterior LED lights, stuff like that. Your interior for your 14-way power seats. All right, your folding seats, 40, 20, 40. Your audio system, you also automatically have the hi-fi sound, but we have the Harman Kardon sound system in this for the options. Your instrumentation controls, like your 8-inch center screen with the iDrive system. You also have the rear view camera, stuff like that. Your comfort and convenience there. All right, with your comfort and convenience, you have stuff like your 2-way moonroof. All right, you have your rain sensing windshield wipers. You have your heads-up display with this one as well. Safety and security, everything as far as your anti-alarm system, your front and rear head protection system, stuff like that. And you have your mitigation and lane departure warning, which is a standard safety feature. And then your warranty there for your 4 years, 50,000 mile bumper to bumper, your 12-year unlimited rust protection warranty, all right, and your 4-year unlimited mileage for your roadside assistance program. Now let's get into the additional options here, all right. Stuff like the mineral white metallic paint, which is $550. All right, your mocha leather, which is $1,450. All right, stuff like your convenience package, which is your comfort access, keyless entry, your Sirius XM radio with 1-year subscription, that's $2,150. All right, then you have your premium package, which is gonna be the most expensive package here, is at $2,800. Now your 19-inch wheels that we were talking about, your 793i all seasons, $600 option with this. Then included with this stuff is stuff like your leather steering wheel, your run flat tires, your rear view camera, all that stuff. You also do get your ambient lighting package at $250. All right, then you got even more stuff that's included, like the sports seats, the active protection, the active driving assistant, the LED headlights with cornering also included. And then you get into your park distance control, which is $200. Stuff like your wireless charging, $500. You have your Live Cockpit Pro included, Wi-Fi hotspot included. All right, Harman Kardon sound system, which we talked about, $875. You'll normally see it for like $900 in most vehicles. And you have tons of stuff. Wheel locks, BMW first aid kit, but with your destination charge at $995, you're looking at $50,785. All right, guys, so after seeing this specific spec, after hearing the price, seeing the options, and knowing what it can do, what do you guys think about the 330i as a Ghibli replacement? It's got a lot going for it. Awesome warranty for the maintenance, awesome for the fuel economy. It's also awesome for the options, the features. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to it. And the new infotainment system, I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, there's no other words for it. Now, like I said, I'm pretty biased because I didn't want to go to a BMW because I've already had one, but this is a complete change from what I used to have back in 2013, as well it should be. Technology and new things come out and the time changes and everything evolves. This car has definitely evolved, but you guys gotta let me know, what do you think? Should I put this in a lineup as a new car that I will be replacing with the 2016 Ghibli? You guys let me know. With that said, comment down below what your thoughts are on the 330i. Also, give the video a thumbs up if you like seeing the 330i on the channel, and if you like seeing all the information you may have learned about it today. It also helps support the channel, gets the video up in the rankings, and more people can see it and talk about it. You can also check the description down below if you want to support the channel even more by doing the one-time donation through PayPal. You can donate $1, $2, anything like that to the channel. That's awesome and appreciate it. You guys can also check out the Patreon if you want to do subscription, or just check out my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, posting all kinds of memes, car pictures, videos. Check that out as well. But subscribe for more RonsRides videos and click the notification bell so you can see the new videos as they come in your inbox. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I appreciate you spending your time with me today. You guys drive safe, be safe. We'll see you in the next one, but have fun. Peace.